It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil. Today is Friday, March 17, episode 152, and it's St. Patrick's Day. And today we're going to talk about two of our greatest passions. Of course, wine.
And music.
And music.
Wow.
Wine and music. Happy Friday, Shelley. It's wine time.
Happy Friday. Ding, ding, ding.
You didn't ring the bell.
Mm-hmm.
I will be. YouTube will see. We don't have the bell again.
Uh-oh.
But
Where's the bell?
Well, it's probably on the microwave where you left it.
I was supposed to be there.
So we move on. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. And that other voice you're hearing is our guest, Brianna. Make sure I say this right.
Yeah.
Shelko.
Yeah.
With Marble Wine.
Yes.
Is it Marble Wine or Marble Wines?
Marble wines.
Wines.
Yeah.
Plural.
Plural.
But presently, you're producing one wine.
Yeah.
And that one wine we're actually going to taste today.
Yep.
Through trial and tribulation getting it here.
Yes.
It is here. But first, we're going to start with this Blanka Vinho Verde 2021 from Portugal. And, this is just the way. Oh, we're at Social Media Marketing World.
Yeah?
Yeah, in San Diego.
We have
Yeah.
this song.
Badges. We don't need no stinking badges, but we really do. I'm going to pour Brianna first because she's the guest.
Thank you.
Shelley, you get a little bit. Yeah, because Shelley and I.
To work. Oh. I have to go back to it.
This is professional audio at its best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, what we like to do at Wine Time Fridays is do a proper toast. So, this will be
Smells
good.
really good.
I know. It is a little effervescent. Not quite sparkly, but definitely
Because it's
effervescent.
Vinho Verde.
Vinho Verde.
Very
To
pretty.
health, to wealth, gratitude, romance,
Abundant.
abundance,
Peace on earth.
and peace on earth.
Love that. Cheers. Ooh, that's yummy.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a little fizzy.
And it's supposed to be a little green.
Yes.
Little hint
And so
of green.
Verde obviously means green, and why did we choose it?
I have no clue why.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, really? Is that why we're wearing these green
No,
lanyards
that's
too?
It's like, I don't have a green lanyard.
No, because you are a part of Social Media Marketing World. That's a great segue. This week, you actually sang
Yeah.
on Wednesday 3 times.
Yeah.
And it all went great.
It went super good.
It's because it has to.
It did.
Once a professional, always
Yeah.
professional.
Definitely.
So, Shelley, and you don't know this because I added this to my notes. She's got a Christmas song.
Yay.
Yes.
She's got a Christmas song. Santa, can you make it rain? Shelley, do you like the name of that?
It's better than snow.
It's better than snow.
I actually have Only Wanna Be too. I think Shelley would like that more.
Which one?
Only Wanna Be.
I don't have it open
It's
there.
another I have to be Christmas.
It will be on our Christmas playlist, which is, we're almost at 10,000 songs on our Christmas playlist.
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to lie, there are probably some repeats because some songs show up on multiple albums.
Right.
But, you know what, this Christmas, we don't get that nitty gritty.
Sure.
A Christmas song is a Christmas song. It shows up twice. I'm okay with that.
20 minutes.
So, we're going to move on. We chose this wine, yes.
Dump bucket?
No, I didn't bring one I was going to bring. Oh, yes, we have another glass. We have Lisa's glass we will use as a dump
Yeah,
skid
Lisa, where were
bucket.
you?
Yeah, Lisa. Well, Lisa was in a little hit and run this week. Getting to this conference, so that was really interesting. Vinho Verde, this one is from Portugal, and we're going to do this really pretty quick because we want to get to Brianna's wine. But super crisp, as they say, fresh and exuberant. This is like an $11 bottle of wine, Shelley. $11.
Very good. I find it ironic its name is Blanka, though. So
Well,
it's white, green,
Green.
wine.
White, green wine.
But it is good. Would be really good with seafood. Maybe I should.
Brianna, have you not had a Vinho Verde before?
I don't think I have.
Really?
No.
It's just a nice alternative to Sauvignon Blanc.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Sauv Blanc. Like, I'm
Interesting,
not.
okay.
But this, that's why I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna try it.
It's soft around the edges, though, isn't it?
But it is. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's got a nice balance.
Yeah, it's a delicious wine, and you hopefully have a Vinho Verde for today because it's St. Patrick's Day. We don't do green wine like green beer. It's disgusting. We're not doing it, but we will do a Vinho Verde. And Brianna, I want you to just touch on real quick how you got in. Because you're not out of the music business, but you got into the wine business.
Interesting. So we're here at Social Media Marketing World,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that's a good segue. I started my agency 8 years ago, and along that journey, I had a beautiful, amazing client, LaToya Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
and we've worked on several accounts together. She kept hiring me, and it was a great working relationship. And make a long story, she's a business attorney.
Yeah.
Make a long story short, we developed this friendship, and one day she calls me and says, "I need a marketing arm. I want to do wine." And I was like, fantastic. So we incorporated together, but I would have never thought that social media would bring me to opening a wine company.
You really have to be open to anything. Now, you can say no. You can say no, right? Well, I mean, as we talked before we went on air, sometimes you didn't say no at the right times,
Right.
and then you kind of regret that. But
Yep.
it's okay to say no. It's also okay to fire your clients. But
It is.
when you are open to business like wine with LaToya,
Yeah.
who is your partner now,
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful partnership.
And how are your legal costs for this winery?
It's a good thing we have LaToya. We incur those costs. We eat those costs.
It doesn't suck, does it?
It does
And then
not
we've
suck.
got the marketing.
Yes, and the marketing costs are,
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
mean, it really is a win-win.
It is.
For sure. So we're going to take a quick break. You could have given that to me. Whatever. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're actually going to start talking about a few of these things, and we're going to taste through this wine from Marble Wines. And welcome back to Wine Time Fridays on this St. Patrick's Day 2023. What you just heard is the song Replay. Brianna, is there any backstory on that? It seems like there's a little bit of God in there.
Of course, there's
Yeah.
a little bit of God in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, we put God in the things that we
Nice.
do. We do.
Nice.
I am a faith-based person.
Nice.
So I wrote that song when I was 16, and it actually, the beautiful part about that song is I had a terrible relationship with my ex-stepmother, and before the divorce, and it was a pretty violent divorce. Before that went, I wrote a song, and I used that tune, but that song used to be something that was about terrible things. And then one day I was sitting in the garage, and I was praying about it, and it turned into Replay.
Isn't
It
that
literally
something?
just it conformed right before my eyes, and it was a beautiful, and it ended up being the first song on the radio. So it was pretty cool.
You also wrote a song, I Don't Want Your Man.
Oh yeah.
Now, let's talk about this because we're going to set this up. You have a choice because we've already discussed we're not going to do Santa, Can You Make It Rain? Even though I want to. Although it's our podcast, we can do what we want.
You can.
But which one would you like after the next break to take another step, or I Don't Want Your Man?
I'm gonna have to say I Don't Want Your Man because it's too sassy not to. I mean, wine and sass. I feel like we're at a gossip session right now. It's great.
Beautiful. Oh,
Boom.
that's what we're talking about. We're going to get security in here. They're going to say, what the hell are you guys doing? Shelley does not even know the backstory of that wine opening. Brianna, I'm going to need you to do something with that wine. In the dump
She's
bucket.
responsible.
You guys are both
Are
very
you doing a
irritated.
rinse
Yes, we should do a rinse pour. Here, let me
I'm
take
used.
that.
I'm used to my wine, sis.
No, but it's a good idea to do a rinse pour because
Now it's truly a dump bucket.
Yeah. So, Shelley, why is it important to do a rinse pour?
So that you don't get the one wine and you just have into the taste of the other wine.
Yep. And that was a bigger rinse.
Pretty acidic.
That was a very...
It was a very large rinse
Yeah.
pour. Because I went into it not thinking it was a rinse pour. And we are not pouring lots because we're recording this in the middle of the day.
Shelley's like,
Now, this has got a little effervescence. This is the Marble Wines. I have napkins. And by the way, there's a designer behind all of this, and her name is Perryn Ford. As we toast this up, think about what you want to say about her. Hashtag cheers.
Like what?
cheers.
2 marble wines.
Yum.
It is yum.
First thoughts, a little, I can get a little earthy. There's a little dirt. I like it.
It takes you back to your ground roots.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is really, we're going to put this dump bucket way over here because it looks a lot like it could be a dark rosé.
Right.
And, so, a little bit about, because it was Perryn who designed the label on the wine.
Yeah.
And what went into that?
Oh, it was a big process. I mean, first we had to kind of do focus groups, and we invited it's a women-focused wine. That doesn't mean we leave the gentlemen out. It just means that, they are a majority of our audience. So what we really wanted to do was we took it to, focus groups.
Right.
And we did several of them. And then by the end of it, we presented them with different graphics that would catch their eye in the middle of the store for the range of $24.99 per bottle. Like, what would you feel comfortable with, And so with that in mind, after all of that feedback, we found Perryn through Traffic Agency in New York City. Now, Perryn's also designed for Kate Spade, so she's a big deal. Yeah. But she's also a part of our core demographic. Yeah, a little bit. she's kind of well known, but she was herself is a part of our demographic.
Yeah.
And so she sent a few passes our way. We ended up falling in love with it. But a big part of the design was if you check out the glasses.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's made with a gold foil.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why we did that is because we wanted people to pick up the bottle and feel like they could see themselves in our brand.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I love that.
So it was to make you a part of her, because you can't tell exactly what her ethnicity is, what is her, like what she's about. She's very open. And that's kind of what we wanted, was a canvas where you could just see yourself in our wine.
I like it because I'm super thin when I see myself.
Right. It makes it, exactly. No matter how much you drink, you're always going to be that thin. That was a part of the branding too,
That is awesome. Yeah. So you kind of stumbled into this wine business, not too unlike Shelley and I, who didn't stumble into it, was by intention, but we did it to get into the wine industry. And so we're all in the wine industry. You're a little bit more of an important player. We just talk about it and drink it. You're actually producing it. In fact, I've got down here, you make it, you drink it, sip, sip, hooray.
Sip, sip, hooray. Yeah. How do you like that?
I love that.
Love
and I'm guessing you have somehow put that into your marketing hashtags.
Just hashtag, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the hashtag? I'm curious.
So
sip, sip, hooray?
Well, it's actually hashtag Marble Wines, hashtag Marble Red, hashtag It's Marble, or hashtag Marvelous. But anyone is more than welcome to say hashtag Sip, Sip, Hooray.
Well, by the way, we talk about this all the time because we're all marketers sitting here, right? You don't own your hashtags.
Yeah, no.
You don't own them.
No.
And that's why it's like, people want to know, what someone else is using, Shelley's. Someone else is putting our pictures up. Someone else is using our hashtags. Sorry, we can't keep that from happening. So,
yeah, you don't own a trademark on it. Well, you can maybe if it's.
I don't even know.
I don't even know if a trademark would cover a hashtag since you want a public domain.
I wouldn't think so.
It might cover it as an image.
As an image, yeah, that would be right. So, exactly to your point.
Yeah. So you Instagram 101. You can put how many for that million or 500,000 hashtags, and then you want to hit that 10,000. You want to hear unique. Oh my God. Shelley's very busy this week, and we only have her for a short time. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to revisit this again. This is really actually sensational wine. And then talk about a few wines we've had this week, what's coming up next week, and yada, yada, yada. Hashtag yada, yada, yada. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil, episode 152 on this St. Patrick's Day. Oh, by the way, tomorrow your divas are in a parade. You will not be with them. So if you're looking for Shelley Webb in the parade tomorrow down Sherman Avenue, although there's a lot of snow in Coeur d'Alene, who knows if it's even going on, don't look for Shelley. She won't be there. We are going to we could be in Temecula, we could be in Yuma, we could be in Perryn. We don't know where we are going to be tomorrow. That's what this week is like. But we are sitting here with our good friend Brianna Shelko with Marble Wines.
Good friend.
Yes.
I know. Right when she walked in, we were like this.
Yeah.
Like
Tight.
that.
Yeah.
Tight and right.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say. This wine is fantastic. You have a winemaker named Christensen.
Yes.
How did you get him? What is his background?
Oh gosh, I could not explain his background. It's extensive. He is a true, what I like to say, a wineosaur.
Yeah.
Like he is the master of making wine. The master. I mean, we've met a few people in our journey here, but he takes the cake. As far as his background, he works with everybody across the board, so I couldn't answer on that. But what I do know is that he treats wine like as if it was his own every single time he makes, and he really cares about it.
Yeah.
He really cares about it. You see how talented he is.
This would be a good time to bring up our Wine Time Word of the Week, which is sponsored by the Social Web. Go figure.
Oh, wow.
The Social Web Wine Word of the Week, because it's private label wine.
Yeah.
And that's what you are, a private label wine. Now, private label wine covers the entire spectrum of swill and non-swill, really. I mean, it could be that whole deal. This is the latter. This is really good. But it's all predicated on getting a really good winemaker in there that's got what your vision is.
Yeah.
Right? And so, how did you find him?
So LaToya had a pre-existing friendship with him, and through some different, business ordeals that she's dealt with along the way, she met him.
Yeah.
She actually went to his winery and his lab, as we call it, his wine lab. She saw how he makes things, and because it was so cared for, the process was he was so passionate about it.
Right.
She brought it to my attention, and she said, maybe we should consider him to do our first run.
Right.
And so we took the focus group feedback, we provided it to him, and it was literally half of our women like those dry cabs, and half of the other women like the super sweet wines, super sweet. So I was like, we should probably, we were really torn, and it was not even, it was exactly down the middle. We're talking at least 100 women, I think 150 women for our first couple. Yeah, it was crazy. So we had to bring him that feedback, and then he made us the perfect blend.
So here's the thing that seems like, because this is not sweet. This is not sweet by any stretch of the imagination.
But it's fruity.
But it's fruity, and I think you can go with this wine, and then you start bringing that sweet, because as we talked about before we hit record, this is very drinkable. This is what makes this very, very popular. This is super drinkable. This is something you can do in December or June or July.
Yep.
100 degrees, cold outside.
And it is just as good chilled.
Right. Oh, yes. Put it in there.
It is just as good chilled. There's that little bit of what's it called? CO2. I'm being technical. What is it?
Add a little effervescent to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
it's not a sparkler, but it's just got a little fizz.
Is it a vintage or no?
It's a vintage.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @VintageTweets, for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you, to health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.